podcasting from Northwest Pennsylvania. You're listening to the Gen Extra Podcast, a show about Generation X, movies, technology, weird news, and anything else they feel like. Join them every Monday morning. Now, here's your hosts, Dave and Joe.
All right, welcome back. This is our quarter century. What do you want to call it?
Yeah.
I guess not quarter century, but like quarter thousand. What is that?
We're not at 250 yet.
This is This is 225.
Which is not 250.
God, my math is fucking terrible.
Math is hard.
Usually I'm pretty good at math. That was bad. Yes.
I liked it.
Well, I'll revisit that in another 25 episodes.
There we go.
Good God.
I love it.
It's been a week, man. It's been a week.
It has. It has indeed. Yeah, I was having dinner, not dinner, but like a little happy hour this week with our neighbors down the street, and they were asking about the show, and because I mentioned it, and he's like, "Oh yeah, what's it called?" And like Spotify and all that stuff. We got them the links, so hopefully they're listening to this episode. But he's like, "What's it about?" And I was listening to our intro as we brought the show in, and I'm like, whatever else we feel like
that's really, pretty much the bulk of it. Yeah.
It's pretty, because there's one guy, he's like, is it political? I'm like, nope. That's the cardinal rule. Like it challenges us, I think, though, to not.
Oh, it does, because that would be the topic of conversation many times, like in, certain, events and just news, man. Like it comes up a lot and we just skirt right around it. We don't even talk about it.
We do. And I don't want to say like, it's like, the easy, that'd be the easy way to just talk politics and stuff. I people who talk it really well, I don't think it's easy.
I don't know well enough to even have like a legit conversation.
Right.
But
I just applaud us for not, there's enough of that out there. We're going to give you the escapism, right?
Yeah.
We're here to tame.
I think with the politic thing, it really came down for us when we first started the show was, people lie in different camps with politics. But people are very, very passionate. And we didn't want to like alienate ourselves from people, depending on what side you fell on. And so, we just never really wanted to talk about it because like, I know personally, like Joe and I fall on different sides, but that makes no difference in our friendship. But some people are like, they get angry.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, exactly. So here we are not talking about it.
Exactly. Yeah. See, look what you did. You brought it up. We started talking about it.
Well, technically, no. It's like meta, right?
That's
talking about it. So it's one layer removed. Somebody called Leo DiCaprio. We got some Inception going on here.
There you go.
All right.
So what do we do in this show? Pull up our app, Breeze.
We got. Oh, go ahead. You run us down the line.
Well, of course we have our national days. I hate to lean on national days, but it's always fun to find out what's going on. No one pays attention to them.
There's a pretty good one,
Yeah, we're just bringing them to the surface, man. People will just, they don't even think about it in their daily lives. Unless it's something significant like, like Father's Day, which is coming up.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
But we also have a plethora of news stories and something we talked about last episode. We actually, we did. We made the clips and we did 3 different auditions for the famous line in Taken, I will find you, I will kill you, like
monologue,
that one. Yeah. So in the we'll save those for some point in the show. But yeah, the people that are auditioning are Gilbert Godfrey,
Godfrey, I think.
Okay. He auditioned for the role. Barack Obama did, and as best as I could do, so did Arnold.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah. So anyway, let's jump into... Oh, wait, hang on a second. Before we jump into National Days, you mentioned right before we hit record, you had some kind of something happen? What happened? Breeze?
Oh, so a different group of friends that we were having dinner with. So they have a 7, now almost 8-year-old, so similar in age to my youngest, and hanging out and talking, and she is a professional chef, not at the restaurant. She runs her own business. She does like kind of like a private chef, right? Personal chef experience.
No kidding. Okay.
Yeah. So she'll go to people's houses and
no kidding. That's cool.
Yeah, it is really cool, and it makes obviously for fantastic conversation. But she dropped a term, casually as anything, about like her coming up and working in New York and working all over the country, and she mentioned something about an upper decker.
Oh God!
And I'm like, do you know what that is? Because I didn't.
I know what it is. Yeah, it's when someone drops a dump in the back of the toilet.
Okay, you already do that.
Yeah.
I was just like, I was shocked. Well, apparently she was working at a venue. This was before she had her own business, but she was hired on to work at a particular, I think it wasn't like a hotel, but it was something along those lines. So she was at a venue
no.
One of the staff was just so displeased with the management that left an upper decker.
They upper decked it?
Yes. And so she had to have this conversation with her staff because she didn't know who it was.
It's like one of you upper decked a toilet.
Exactly. Yes. Oh my gosh. And I was dying laughing. I'm like, this was such a new thing. I had never heard of this in my life.
I gotta say, I've never done that, but I can only imagine that it would take quite a feat to get yourself into position.
That's what we were thinking. Like, this is not something you do effortlessly.
Oh no, it takes great effort. Balance, aim that you can't even really aim. You're kind of just hoping.
It's just that it really, really kind of shattered my mind a little bit. And I wanted to share, I'm like, wait, what? So I learned a new vocab word.
Wow. So she had to tell her staff, be like, all right, look, one of you did this.
Yes. Yeah. One of you did this and you can't do this. And
everyone's just looking at each other like, right? Was it you? It wasn't me.
I think she said the funny part was the person who she thinks did it wasn't there during the speech.
Where were they at?
I don't know, but the rest of the staff, she's like, somebody must have talked to him because it didn't happen after that. She's like, because I usually don't.
Well,
like, I like my people, right? I defend my people, but I
don't even know if that's true because
maybe, yeah.
Well, no, because I doubt this person just does it on the regular anyways. It was probably a very impulsive thing.
It happened more than once.
It did?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I stand corrected. Maybe
it was a serial upper decker.
Wow. So that was his thing, man. That was his move.
Like the wet bandits from Home Alone.
Oh my God. Oh, that'd be horrible. You come home from vacation, or your toilet's been upper decked.
Uh-huh. Oh, weird. Oh. Very, very weird.
Ah, that's horrible, man. People are nuts. That's crazy.
People are nuts.
I remember one time when I worked at McDonald's when I was 16. And I walked into the bathroom because I had to walk to work, and I remember so I'd take my clothes with me if it was really hot out because I would just get sweaty on the way there.
Yeah.
And I walked in the bathroom to get changed real quick before I started my shift, and lo and behold, there was a very impressively large excrement.
Oh, in floater?
No. Oh no.
Oh,
that would be acceptable. That's easy to remedy. Push the little lever and it goes away. It was in the urinal.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, dude. I don't know what you call that move.
Come on.
A yellow decker?
Oh.
The yellow submarine.
To our listeners, I'm very sorry for all of this.
It's horrible. Your friends you just introduced to the show.
I know.
First topic.
I got at least 2 subscribers to our podcast, and they may unsubscribe after today.
Skip. Unfollow. Okay. All right, let's move on from all the scat humor.
Yes, indeed.
So let's jump into some national days, man.
Let's do that. Let's palate cleanse this shit.
Yes.
All right. So coming up, let's see. Father's Day we already talked about. I think that's no surprise. We're recording before, but it'll be released after.
Before we jump into the thing, though, are you guys doing anything special for Father's Day? It's supposed to be rainy.
It is supposed to be rainy up here too. We're going out somewhere. I have no idea. I was not told, but I have been given a pass on groceries on a grocery run. So my wife and kids are going to do the groceries run. Okay. Usually that's a me thing on Sunday morning. So I've been exempted from that as kind of a little Father's Day treat. So yeah, I don't know. Just sit around, read a book, play some video games. I don't know what I'm going to do. But yeah, I get the little morning off and there is something going on. I don't know where it is because you're right. The weather's going to be lousy. So
yeah, we're supposed to go to the lake and take the in-laws boat out, do like a, picnic on the lake and stuff like that. So it's going to be a fun day, but I don't know if we're going to be able to. We're going to have to really just see what Sunday morning looks like for weather.
Mm-hmm.
But
play it by ear.
Yeah, fingers crossed. But yeah, to all the dads out there, happy Father's Day. Hope you have a good day. Enjoy the kids, and are on with national days.
Yeah, sharing that Father's Day, Sunday, June 15th, Nature Photography Day, not National Photography Day. Do you do any? I mean, I know you usually do people. You don't do nature photography, do you?
No, I mean, I did one time because I was waiting for my clients to show up, and I saw a blue herring, whatever it's called, a blue heron flying over the lake we were by, and I took a couple pictures of it. It turned out really cool, but no, I think my problem is I don't have the patience for nature photography, which is why I probably don't hunt either.
I can see that.
Yeah, it's just too much standing around waiting.
Too much standing around waiting for animals and well, hopefully not waiting for the plants. The plants are always there to do things. Yeah, no, I don't know. Some people do like really great, like, like landscape photography, macro photography, like getting like bugs, stuff like that. Like, I don't know. It's not my thing. I applaud people who do it because I just don't. I can't. I mean, I consume it, but I had no interest in replicating that effort. Tuesday, June 17th, we have National Root Beer Float Day. I kind of like this one because I like root beer floats. Especially like
fan.
Finally hot. You're not a huge fan?
They're fine.
I can get that.
Yeah. I never gravitate to them.
There's oftentimes a lot of discussion around either friends and coworkers of the like preferences around root beer floats. There are root beers that I like, but I do not like them in root beer floats, and vice versa.
What kind of root beer do you like in a float?
In a float, I like Dad's root beer.
Okay. Is it
or
foamier?
A&W, you can find it. What's that?
Is it like foamier or something? What is it?
It's less sharp of a taste. Like Barks root beer makes for a lousy root beer float because it's a very crisp, sharp flavor. It's my favorite root beer to drink, but it's not what I would put in a float. It's kind of weird. The same reason you wouldn't do I guess you could do a Coca-Cola float. Some people do. But you see what I'm saying? Like, it's not just like any soda. There's a flavor that complements the ice cream.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't do floats enough to really have any kind of preference.
Oh, well, there we go. I get it. I think it's because I grew up on A&W root beer floats, and I think I like those just as a nostalgia thing. But you're not a root beer float fan.
Nah.
Okay. Good to know.
If you do go to this tis the season. If you go to like a ice cream place, like, are you one that just kind of goes and scans the menu and makes up your mind right there on the spot, or do you have like a preference every time you go somewhere?
So there is an ice cream shop called Mitchell's that's kind of regional to Cleveland, and I love their flavors. They have their standard flavors. They're very good. And then they have a good rotation of seasonals that they bring in. And I like theirs. I usually go in for a seasonal, but then I have like my 2 or 3 flavors that I know I want. So yeah, I kind of go in and I kind of basically I'll look at the seasonals first. And if not, then I'm kind of going to do it on the fly. Okay, which of my 2 favorite flavors am I gonna go with?
Yeah, I do like the seasonal ones. There's a new ice cream place out here where we're at called Frankie's, and it's like a custard place. It's really good, but they do like a flavor of the day or something like that, and which is kind of cool because you can go out and try something different that doesn't normally exist on the menu. But
they had one that was like a s'mores theme recently, so it kind of had like the marshmallow. Yeah, it was amazing. Unfortunately, those they rotate out, right? So like I'm sad when they go away. But it's sign of a good ice cream, right? When you're bummed out because they don't have it anymore. That's a good thing, I guess.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, don't get me started because I've talked about this probably 15 different times on the show. Well, a Dairy Queen, they used to have the banana cream pie blizzard, which was the best. The best thing I've ever had ice cream wise. And I went back, this is probably 8 years ago now. I went back the opening, week when they, reopened for the season. And I'm like looking at the menu and it's not there. I'm like, where is this thing? And my wife's like, they probably have it. It's probably not on the menu. I'm like, I don't know why it's not there. It used to be there. And got out the window and I asked for it. they no longer make it.
Oh.
Yeah. So guess who hasn't been back to Dairy Queen in 8 years out of spite?
Wow.
Yeah. I was very upset.
It's a good thing I behave on the show, man. Be like, okay, I talked to you for 8 years until you bring back the Blizzard flavor.
Look, man, that was the only thing I ever got when I went there. They took it away from me.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I even signed an online petition to bring it back. I was not alone, man. There was a lot of people upset this was gone.
I can see that. It is it's a little bit perplexing. You have to wonder when something is that beloved. What were you thinking? Why'd you stop that?
Was it the bananas? Like, did you waste too many nanners? Like, what was it? Why'd you stop?
Maybe. You had to think there's some kind of corporate shenanigans reason why. But who knows?
Yeah,
who knows?
Anyway,
moving on. We just got a couple here. Thursday, June 19th is National Garfield the Cat Day.
Nah.
It's a comic I was never really a huge fan of. Was Garfield? I don't know.
I like Heathcliff better.
That's another one that's not like I didn't like it. Heathcliff just never hit my radar. Like I knew of it, but I knew nothing about it. Those comics just sailed right over my head at the age when I would have been wanting to consume those. So I don't know. A little weird. Friday, June 20th, take your dog to work day. Please don't.
Yeah, really. I think you got to clear that with work first.
You can definitely clear that with work. You'd have you probably, do you let the dogs in your studio at all?
Once in a while. Like if I drop enough popcorn on the floor, I'll usually bring one out to have them eat it.
So like, vacuum on legs kind of thing.
Yeah,
so
they enjoy it. Yeah, they don't hang out here too often though.
I wouldn't. Yeah, okay. I just, there's not like a lot. It wouldn't be a lot of fun for them,
No, once in a while, but no, it's like we try and keep this like a pet free area for people that maybe have allergies.
That's smart. I didn't think of that.
Yeah, but they have been in here a couple times.
Okay, I was just kind of curious. And related to that, on Friday, June 20th, we have the Ugliest Dog Day. Celebrate the ugly dogs, and all I can think of is Deadpool Wolverine.
Yes, that's what it makes me think of, that ugly dog that they chose for Deadpool.
So funny. I watched that with my oldest the other day, and because he hadn't seen it yet, and oh my gosh, he was just that dog. He was looking like what, and I'm like, no, that's real. Like that's really the dog. He's like, that's not. No, that's really how ugly that dog is.
Mm-hmm.
It won the ugliest dog contest.
And they put him in a movie.
Yeah. Too funny.
Anything else on the list?
International days. No, that's it. That's
right.
it. Pretty straightforward.
Well, there you go. All right, let's jump into some weird. We have enough of them. I'm actually going to play the intro. Here we go.
From all across the world, there are stories to be told. The strange, the bizarre, funny, freaky, the abnormal, and extraordinary. Grab your beer or pour some booze. It's time for the Weird News.
The beer or booze part of that would only apply if you're not like on your morning drive to work.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Doesn't apply to me yet because I'm on the show. No, I don't drink on it. Maybe I'll have one later.
Yeah. I have a wedding tomorrow, so it probably won't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right. Let's take a look at the weird news. I saw the one you had on here about the grocery robot. What is this? A robot that does your grocery shopping?
Weird news. This is something I actually experienced that weirded me out. And my neighbor brought it up yesterday because she saw it. She's like, "Oh my gosh, I was at the grocery store yesterday." And this, so one of the local grocery chains around us, has the, what's it called again? Tally. It looks like I'll try to paint this picture for our listeners here. It's a Roomba at the bottom, so it's like a cylindrical. It's like not cylindrical. It's a disc at the bottom, and it's kind of got a vertical pole. It almost looks like a turnstile entrance if you're gonna tap your badge on a security gate or something, like a turnstile to get in somewhere. So it's about that height. It looks about like 3.5, 4 feet tall, and it goes very slowly, but it has a little charging station. I saw it in its charging station. I took a picture. I put it on our board, but it was really weird. I'm like, what in the world is this thing? And it's an inventory robot. And the thing slowly goes around the store on a patrol route. And it's a combination of, they have like digital tags on the shelves. So the price tags there aren't paper, like a lot of places are. They're actually like an RFID kind of tag. on it. This shows the price, but it also has a sensor on it. And so this tally Roomba thing just goes through and visually identifies if the shelves need to be restocked and sends that information back to receiving. Yeah, it's really weird.
Is necessary?
That's exactly what we were talking about last night and why I brought it up on the show, because it's just very strange. It's especially funny because this is also a grocery store that has not gone to self-checkout like at all.
Oh, but they have an inventory robot, but not self-checkout.
They have an inventory robot, but they don't have self-checkout. They still have baggers. Like they don't, normally a lot of places at the grocery stores, the cashier will do the bagging, as I did when I worked at Wegmans up in Erie. Like, no, they have dedicated people who bag the groceries, so behind the cashiers, so they're obviously not opposed to employing people.
Right.
So why adopt this really weird technology? It's a little bit baffling. It doesn't seem like something that would require a highly automated system to walk around and look for what's missing on a shelf. That's pretty visually obvious.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's perplexing, if nothing else. And I just wanted to bring it up because it was just like I was so confused.
Yeah, I guess like as a grocery store employee, maybe they just weren't that proficient at relaying information on when things were needing restocked.
Yeah, maybe
it does make a big difference. I don't know, but it's weird. It's weird. Everything's going to be robotic at some point.
At some point, probably. Yeah. But this thing, it just seemed like a weird use of technology. As somebody who really enjoys technology, this one seemed a little odd to me.
Yeah. Do you guys have a Roomba?
We do. We have one of the dumb ones. It's about 8 years old. So it doesn't like map anything. It doesn't track the house.
It just bounces off everything. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And it's fine. We set it loose every so often. It does an okay job. Gets kind of, a cursory clean. But usually I end up having to do it anyway. But if I'm leaving for the day and I'm like, yeah, there's, the floor's a little dirty, I'll just flip the Roomba on and just let it bounce around the first floor all day long. And it's cleaner, right? It's better than it was when I left the house.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to write a 5-star review on the thing or anything.
Yeah. We just got one. We had one for our swimming pool, which has been awesome. We finally
those are cool.
It is pretty cool. But we just got one for the house. I got one for Mother's Day for Carrie, and it does like the sweeping and mopping, and it has like
you got a mopping one, huh?
That was a requirement. Yeah, especially in mud season, like in the spring when the dogs are coming in and out.
Yeah.
It did a pretty good job keeping up with the muddy paw prints. No, it's got like the station where it'll back itself back in and it'll suck the dog hair out of it and then go back to work. It's pretty cool. I like it.
Oh, that is really cool. So I wonder if that's the one. My mom just got one, and my oldest was staying with my mother, his grandmother, for the past week, and that was one of the things. I'm like, so what'd you do while you were there? He's like, oh yeah, I programmed Grandma's Roomba.
There you go.
Like, oh, tell me about it. I wonder if it's that kind of same thing, because I know he said hers does mopping, and she does have a dog. So I'm wondering. And now I promise to our listeners, this is not like a scatological podcast here, but you've got 4 dogs.
Mm-hmm.
My uncle had a horror story because he had a dog, and
it took a dump on the floor and the Roomba went over it.
It turned his living room into a Jackson Pollock painting.
Yeah, that has not happened, and we have definitely.
I wish the best for you in that. I hope it never happens. I hope you never have to experience that.
Me too.
That is probably one of my worst nightmares. That would be awful.
Yeah, I mean, anybody that has a dog, it's bound to have an accident, here and there. Yeah. It's pretty rare in our house. But no, I mean, it will happen. Like a dog will go to the bathroom on the floor at some point. I just really hope that we catch it before the Roomba does.
I hope so too. I'm thinking of you. I wish you well. I hope it never happens.
Yes. That would be awful. Man. I will take pictures if it does and send it to you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, we have put it on the. All right, what do you got for weird news? You got some up here.
Yeah, I saw this one here. Nothing's too crazy, but this one was on AP News. It says a not so hot pursuit of burglary suspect sees police cars chasing a tractor at walking pace. So
they're pursuing it on foot.
Yeah, the tractors don't go that fast.
No.
Yeah, I mean, they go fast enough you'd have to jog, I guess. But anyway, it says police in South Carolina engaged in a not so hot pursuit as they chased a tractor excavator down a main highway for more than an hour at the average speed an adult walks. Yeah, I guess like because you could just run over people with that thing. That'd be kind of frightening. As the chase reached top speeds of 3 miles per hour. Officers on a different call saw the big piece of construction equipment with treads and a shovel go across Highway 7. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so yeah, that was it though. They pretty much, they just chased an excavator down the road. It doesn't say why the guy was running. Marcus Dog. Okay, so the 50-year-old driver of the excavator was charged with failure to stop for a blue light. That was a blue light.
Are they meaning like an emergency vehicle?
Maybe. I don't know. And 2 counts of malicious injury for property and remaining. Okay, so he's on $22,000 bond, according to jail records. Blah blah. There you go. Oh, the chase went an hour and 12 minutes. That's crazy. Yeah, the driver tried to run. Oh, so he jumped out. He was followed by a drone, and then a police dog caught him. So this guy had a bad day.
This is a lot of like. There has to be substances at work here, right? There's something interfering with the cognitive process on this.
If this wasn't South Carolina, I would just automatically assume this would have been Florida.
Yeah, generally.
Yeah, sounds like a very Florida thing. All right,
the excavator driver over the loudspeakers. He was under arrest and needed to stop, and he just didn't. He just was tractoring down. What goes through? What's going through your mind? There had to be under the influence of something.
Had to be.
There's no way you just slow drive your tractor down the road and don't notice or care. Because it's not like he was escaping the cops. I mean, he was technically.
Yeah, he's probably drunk.
Not actively. This is a hilarious story. The more I read the story, I keep having more stuttering questions on this.
Right.
Anyway,
I have another one here too. This one says, this is on New York Post. It says, Home Depot shoppers warned, if you purchase this popular item, your security could be at risk.
Oh.
I was scanning through to see if it actually shows the brand.
Looking at the story here too. Something with doorknobs, it looks like.
Yeah, so there's a doorknob company that... Hang on a second, I apologize.
Oh, it looks like they recycle their keys. They don't have enough...
yeah, well, that's the problem. I was trying to find a brand to warn people, but I can't.
I mean, it's not Kwikset or Schlage, which are the 2 ones that are the most popular, the ones that I use, actually. We have Schlage locks throughout the house.
Yeah, So the problem is this, if we can find it, this particular brand that you can buy at Home Depot, they have 5 different key patterns. So 1 in 5, like if you buy 10 locks, potentially 2 of them are going to be the exact same.
That's a 20%. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're saying like your key, if you have the same lock as your neighbor, like your chances are your key works on their house. That's what they're saying.
Yeah. Well, and this would be a big problem especially in like unit housing.
Yeah.
Where you may not have set the lock, right? The landlord set the lock and gives you the key. But if you've got a multi-unit apartment, to your point, 20% of those units have the same key.
Right.
That's terrifying. That's just dumb.
For comparison, Kwikset, they have more than 10,000 combinations of keys. Schlage, what has Schlage?
Schlage, yeah, it's a mouthful just to say like a one syllable name.
Yeah, it is. It's the extra L in there. Schlage. They have 72,000 combinations of keys. So the odds of you getting the same key as someone in your neighborhood are pretty goddamn slim. But yeah, not this other brand. Who is the brand? It doesn't say. Why would they not say?
This is a terrible, terrible. NBC Washington, you suck. Okay, yeah. This is.
They're like, just... be warned. This key company is bad. Who's the key company? We won't say.
But it's not Schlage or Kwikset.
So you figure it out from there.
Morons.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's like a slander thing. I don't know.
Oh, maybe.
Speaking of which, though, there was a new podcast that came out, and I don't want to say the name. I will say it's locally based, south of us.
Oh,
and they're what they do. Their objective on the show was to have brides come on the show and talk about like things that they would have done differently on their wedding.
Oh,
which
okay.
Sounds fine. The problem was it was more focused around like vendors, like you had a bad experience with a vendor, and it kind of turned into like a bashing show.
Huh.
And I watched the one episode. It was like 15 minutes long, and they only had a couple of them out. And this one bride was talking about this terrible experience she had with her photographer. Granted, she never did name them.
Please tell me it was you.
Oh God, no, it wasn't me. They didn't name them by name, but there were so many specifics. And I mean, it doesn't take like an investigator. Like, you don't have to be Sherlock Holmes to jump on Facebook or Instagram, whatever, and figure it out yourself. Like, who was their photographer? You could probably find out pretty quickly. And there was somebody else that was going to be on the show that a photographer friend of mine did their wedding. And this particular person was very nervous. She's like, oh my God, like what, are they going to like talk crap on me? Like, what is this? It never aired, but the show, the one episode I watched actually got taken down. So I wonder if it violated some sort of YouTube policies on slander.
Probably.
Yeah, because like it didn't exist anymore. So I'm like, that's great, because I don't like that there's a platform that was going to exist for people to go on and bash, your caterer, your DJ, your venue, whatever it may be, your photographer. And like, I didn't want there to be a public forum for this to take place. I'm like, this is mean, man.
Yeah, it is mean.
Yeah, it's one thing to like talk to your friend about it, but to put it online where people can, like, anybody can just like.
Well, and there are forums for that. Like, I mean, you can give reviews, right? Google reviews, like that's, if you because I don't know if you have a Google presence. I haven't looked up.
I do,
but so okay, if you review, but that gives you a forum to address it, right? You can't. I think that's the difference between like just grandstanding. But if someone were to post a negative review, because I have family that owns small businesses, and yeah, they get negative reviews sometimes in terms of, oh, it's too expensive, whatever. But at least that family member has the opportunity as the owner to reach out to that customer.
Sure. And
thanks for your feedback. I'd like to, let's discuss, right? Let's have a conversation about it, because I want to make this right. You see that sometimes on for good businesses, they'll reach out and be like, thanks for your feedback. We want to make sure that you have a good experience, yada, yada, yada. But to just get on there's no dialogue, right? There's no back and forth. You can't.
Yeah, you can't defend yourself.
Dispute. You can't say your side of the story. You're doing that podcast, right? Yeah, and that's just not cool. I agree.
Yeah, but I think what it was for me.
Glad it ended. Glad they took that one. And
yeah, I mean, it's one thing too if you decide like on your own, you're like, you know what, this was a horrible experience, and you just want to voice your opinion on your own platform, Facebook, whatever it may be. Like, nothing can stop you. People can do that. But the fact that somebody was creating a space for people to do so, that upset me. Anyway, that's it.
Yeah, it's tasteless.
It is.
If nothing else.
All right, let's jump into another story here. What else we got here?
Well, I got one from NBC here. Jury acquits man of main charge in Virginia mall shooting of a YouTube prankster. So
somebody was doing a prank. Oh,
somebody was doing a prank and like got all up in this guy's business, and was getting likes, right? Got to get those likes, got to get those clicks, and he antagonized this guy to the point where the guy pulled out a gun that he was licensed to carry and shot him in the leg.
Wow.
I'm like, oh my gosh.
I've said that so many times.
Yes, he was acquitted of at least some of the charges.
Well, dude, like when you see these videos where people are pranking people, like they're faking, like hitting on someone's girlfriend, or they, fake a confrontation.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm like, how do more like people not get like punched in the face, like on these stupid prank videos, or killed? And well, it happened. So I mean, the guy didn't die, but he got shot.
Yeah, terrifying.
Does it say like what he was? Whoa.
It said here, let's see, divided on self-defense. At some point, it's a little bit down here.
Yeah,
less than juror saw the video of the shooting. Cook, the YouTuber, approaches the man as he picks up a food order. Cook looms over the man holding a cell phone about 6 inches from his face and just is shouting as a phone broadcasts phrases, "Hey dips, quit thinking about my Twinkie," and all this other, I don't know, whatever that means. Gen Z's will have to explain
innuendo or something. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. In the video, the man says stop 3 different times and tries to back away from Cook, who continues to advance and tries to knock the phone away from his face before pulling a gun out and shooting Cook.
Wow. I mean, that would be
just quick draw it on him.
I mean, that's the risk you take on pranking people.
It is the risk you take, pranking people or just interacting with anyone. Like, people are armed. People are dangerous, even if they're not armed. Like, I think I would get pretty upset if someone was doing this to me, to be honest. Like, I don't own a firearm, but I'd be pretty miffed.
Yeah.
One of the things I'm hearing about lately is kids who will, you know, that sound that Apple Pay makes when you complete a transaction?
Yeah.
That ding.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's the latest stupid prank is that people are basically running up and tapping their phones against people's purses or pockets or whatever and making that sound to freak people out and make them panic. And I couldn't find the news story, but I found it like a week ago and someone flat out got decked. Like they did that and the guy turned around and just punched him. I'm like, yeah.
You deserve it.
You kind of do. Like, I don't want to advocate for violence, but get the heck out of people's space. What are you doing?
Yeah. Total strangers, total randos. Yeah, you're gonna get punched.
You will. Don't be an idiot. That's all I gotta say. It's just weird. Like, I don't know. I think I've said it too many times on this show. I don't understand people. I do not understand how people think some things are okay. Yeah, it's very strange.
Yeah. All right. Well, before we jump into the last bit here, which is our audition tapes, my wife and I just watched the documentary on Max. I wish they'd go back to HBO, by the way. Anyway, it was on Max. It was called Implosion or Imploded or whatever. It was about the Ocean Gate Titan, whatever it's called.
The Titan submersible. Yeah. I saw that advertised yesterday on Roku. Yeah, how was it?
It was good. There was quite a lot of information on this documentary that I didn't hear about or know about. There's some of the craziest stuff about that whole entire story. About, I guess if you lived under a rock, maybe you don't know about this. But like a couple years ago, the Titan submersible imploded. It was horrible. People died. But the problem was that, you know, that with Stockton Holmes, he made the hull out of carbon fiber, and that was like the biggest issue. But I guess like leading up to the implosion, like the time, like 1 or 2 dives before, one of the engineers had brought it up, said like, hey, you know, on this last dive, there was a lot of like hull noise, a lot of cracking and banging. Like we need to stop this and like take a look, do repairs, fix it. Like it can't go back in. And they did another. He's like, we'll get to it. You know, it's like it's fine. But yeah, like they knew. They knew there was problems, and they went down again, and it was making more noise. And they went down that last time. It was dive number 88, and that's when it imploded. It's just crazy. But I actually didn't realize too that thing had actually gone down to the Titanic like several times. Like I thought.
I did not know that. I thought this was the first journey.
Me too. Yeah, like they had already been down there, like I think like a dozen times or something like that. Like it was a bunch of times. There was a lot of, you know, test dives and stuff like that, but it was in the water a lot. And they say with carbon fiber, the more times it's stressed, the worse it gets and the weaker it gets. So, you know, these things were really probably only good for, you know, a dozen or so dives. They should have just, you know, made a new hull after that. Yeah, terrifying stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. That's definitely, that's a bad situation.
Yeah, there was one video that was released that was never seen before, where Stockton Holmes, his wife, was up on the ship, and like one of the last communications that they had between the ship and the sub, there was a message that came up that said like, you know, we're dropping weights. I think probably because they're having problems, they're going to come back up. And like as soon as they got that message, you could hear an audible, like there was a security video of them like sitting around this desk where they do the communications at.
Okay.
And you could hear this audible, like boom, like you could hear it. And they looked at each other and they're like, was that a boom?
Oh boy.
And then that was it. Like you could hear it from, like, they were like 3,000, meters below the surface or whatever it was. Like, yeah, horrifying to watch, like to kind of relive all that and watch it again. No, it was a good documentary though. It was worth watching.
Huh.
Yeah. So there you go. Sorry, just taking the show on a morbid dive here, but no pun.
No, it's interesting though, because I thought it was the first trip down for that thing. I did not realize that it had done well. I mean, apparently, maybe if it was the first trip, it wouldn't have happened. Sounds like there was just too many dives for that carbon fiber. Yeah, I think if you're going to build something like that, you might want to have a better understanding of polymer science to know,
Well, that's just it. They did. They just didn't want to hear about it. There were people that told him, this is a bad idea. And the people that opposed him on any of his ideas, they were fired. Like if you came they were fired for not having an adventurous enough attitude was one of the reasons.
Still alive. I mean, not to be crass, but I'd rather be fired.
Me too. Yeah.
Oof.
Anyway, you want to do our thingies here, our audition tapes?
Well, let's go to the auditions. Okay. Let's go to the auditions.
All right.
I hope these are okay.
All right. So this the first audition tape that we recovered from Taken is Gilbert Gottfried. Pull it up here. Here we go.
I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want. If you're looking for ransom, I can tell you I don't have money. But what I do have are a very particular set of skills. Skills I have acquired over a very long career. Skills that make me a nightmare for people like you. If you let my daughter go now, that'll be the end of it. I won't look for you. I won't pursue you. But if you don't, I will look for you. I will find you. And I will kill you.
Well done. Well done, Breeze.
That was awful. Oh, but funny.
All right. The other audition tape we found was Barack Obama. He tried one. He didn't get the part either. All right, here we go. Oh my God, these are so dumb. Thank you for having me here. I would like to read now the line of Taken. I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want. But if you're looking for ransom, I can tell you I don't have money. But what I do have are a very particular set of skills. Skills I have acquired over a long career. Skills that make me a nightmare for people like you. If you let my daughter go now, that will be the end of it. I will not look for you. I will not pursue you. But if you don't, I will look for you. I will find you, and I will kill you. Oh my God, we gotta do one more. We gotta do one more. Sorry.
That Gilbert did.
All right, last one. Here's the Arnold one. Here we go.
Hello, Arnold. You are reading for the role of Brian Mills in Taken. Your daughter has been kidnapped, and you are on the phone with the man responsible for the abduction. When you are ready, go ahead with the lines.
Okay. Thank you for having me. So just want to understand, I am a broke daddy whose daughter has been taken. Okay. I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want. If you are looking for ransom, I can tell you I don't have money. But what I do have is a very particular set of skills. Skills I have acquired over a long career. Skills that make me a nightmare for people like you. If you are...
Okay, Arnold, that's great. But please don't ad-lib so much, and also less of the Arnold noises.
If you let my daughter go now, kill me. That will be the end of it. I will not pursue you. I will not look for you. But if you don't, I will look for you. I will find you, and I will kill you. Come on.
Oh, you got a lot of fun with that.
It was ridiculous.
Oh my gosh. Yep. It was fun though.
So dumb.
There we go.
So dumb.
It's so dumb. And yep, here we are.
Oh my God. So anyway,
My face hurts because I was fine. That Arnold one was really making me laugh.
I use one of my websites I subscribe to do the woman voice for me.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
Yeah, it was funny. Kimmy, come on.
Hey. Oh my God.
All right. Well, I think we did it this episode.
We did. Oh wow. That was just my face is really hurting from laughing at that one. That's good. Thanks for coming along with us, listeners, on that one.
Yes. All right, guys. Thanks for checking us out. We'll see you next Monday.